when I'm sitting for meditation, when I'm joining retreats, when I'm registrate for a retreat, when I go to retreats, I feel that there is a kind of yearning or a pull or a yearning for some, I don't know how to call it, perhaps a great or the final understanding or whatever. And isn't this also a sense of lack?
Yes. Yes. But what I could observe in my case is that when I was in retreat or I was staying privately with my teacher, taking 1 month or 6 weeks of vacation together, the sense of lack disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So generally speaking, I think often people enter this path seemingly motivated by a sense of lack. But later on, we discover that we are not coming from lack, we are coming from the happiness, the fullness that we experience. I often tell this story. I had spent the month of August with my teacher in a cottage above Montreux, beautiful place overlooking the Lake of Geneva in the French Alps. And I think it was during the last week we were there. And out of the blue, and apparently for no reason, he says, you know, sometimes in life we spend 3 weeks or a few weeks, and we realize that we have been perfectly happy. And I immediately reflected upon what he had just said, and I realized, wow, that's just what has happened. That's what has just happened. Because during these 3 weeks, I had no worries. I was happy. I was, living a normal life, having breakfast, meditating. He was teaching me yoga every morning. Then we have lunch, and then we have a dinner and conversation about, we would play music, conversation about Rilke, and letter to a young poet, and all of that, normal life. Mm-hmm. And no worries. But during these 3 weeks, I never, with my mind, told myself, oh, I was happy, I was too busy being happy. It wasn't until he mentioned it that I said, yes, I realized, yes, that has just been the case. Because happiness is not something extraordinary. Mm-hmm. It is strangely normal. Remember, it's something we often realize in hindsight. When we are kids, we are playing cops and robbers, in nature. In fact, we enjoy the trees, we enjoy the rocks, right? And we are too busy playing cops and robbers to realize I am happy. I mean, it's not something that we are. But later on, as adults, we say, when we walk in the same forest and we remember, oh, I played there as a child. I was so happy. You see. But it is true. We need a pretense to, you know, there is the path, and there is the path to the path. And the path to the path seems to be triggered by a sense of luck.
No.
But on the path, we enter the path of the absence of luck. You see, that's different. Then the engine is like we switch engines. On the path to the path, the engine, yes, is a sense of luck, but when we are on the path, the engine is happiness. And it's not like we travel for 20 years on the path to the path, and then the rest of the time on the path. No, we switch paths. You see, we move from the path to the path to the path, and from the path to the end of the path. So all these three levels, we can move back and forth between these three levels. And it's just that as time goes on, we tend to stabilize being on the path, or rather being on the pathless path, which is the end of the path.
Yeah, for me, it seems to be like it's like a paradox.
It is. It's always a paradox for the mind.
Yeah. Because when I, as you describe it, when I'm so relaxed in this in the meditation and in this atmosphere of a retreat, and as you describe it, I don't think about, oh, how nice all that is here.
Yeah.
Well, from time to time, there are these moments when I reflect upon this and I realize it, and it comes to my mind, these words, how beautiful is it here, or how, but it's always in a little bit later than it happened.
Yes, yes.
when the thoughts come. And it's the paradox of the situations, going to these places and meditating for realizing that I don't need it. Yeah. And I have another question. Sometimes when I am in meditation and I sat for, I don't know, an hour, absolutely motionless, quiet and without any motion, and then at some point arrives this, I only know the German word Bedürfnis. I have the feeling I need some change. I need some new impulse. I need Abwechslung, or yeah, I need change. Can you comment on this?
Du solltest deinem Bedürfnis folgen.
Danke. Okay.
I told him, you should follow your sense of urgency to do something, that I have to do something else. Yeah. Otherwise, if you stay there, it becomes a chore. And meditation should be, we should feel this freedom. We should feel this absence of effort, this effortlessness. And if it becomes a chore, it means it has become repetitive somehow. It means that somehow, perhaps, without noticing it, we have become identified with an object, often with bodily sensations or something, and we are trying to get something out of it. And the object is not going to deliver what we need, you know. So if we realize it while meditating, then immediately we let go of it. But at some point, we are not meant to live our life sitting on our butt. You see what that's not the way. I mean, there are so many things we can do in life. You know, like, I don't know, walk in the woods, pick up mushrooms, play music, hang out with friends, you know, have a couple of beer. I mean, there are so many things we can do.
And if I mean, we shouldn't call it perhaps a goal, but this morning you talked about the transition from the end of meditation to motion, to getting up, doing something, and still the meditation goes on. So is this the so-called goal, that feeling that even motion and rest are finally
yes.
in the same?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's, you transition from peace to joy. You know, my friend Ivan, he once said, peace is joy at rest, and joy is peace in motion.